Today you're going to be investigating what happens when you multiply a number by a function. So if I had a function, and I'm not saying what it is, but I'm going to call it f of x, how does it change if I multiply it by some number a? Now really we're going to use quadratics to begin with, so you'll be looking at a function like y equals x squared, and maybe you're going to see what happens when you multiply it by 3. In fact, you should investigate numerous values like 3 and -3 and 1/2. You're going to be adding to your investigation that you've been doing already, where we've translated the function up and down and added inside and outside the function. And so your investigations should involve Geometer Sketchpad or perhaps GeoGebra, but you will be taking something like this parabola, and you will be seeing what happens when you multiply it by a number. So I'm going to plot a new function, and I am just going to click on f at x, and I'm going to put in an x there, and I'm going to multiply this by 3, and there we go. There it is, 3 times f at x. What happens to the graph? Okay, so how is that changed? You might want to look at the step property. So the questions are, does it stretch? Does it squish? Does it move? Which direction does it stretch or squish or move, and by how much? That's what you want to answer on your investigation of the graphical model. And so the next question is, how does the numerical model change? And you should be considering first and second differences when you're considering the numerical model. And so here is my standard parabola. I am going to calculate the first differences. In this case, I start by saying 4 minus 9, which means I'm going to be typing in B3 minus B2, and I'm just going to fill that down. Edit, fill down. I'm also going to be calculating second differences, and so in this case, this is C4 minus C3, and I'm going to edit, fill down. Oh, there are my second differences, just for a regular parabola. What happens if I multiply it by a number? What happens to my second differences? So for example, I'm going to change this to 3 times the number squared. Edit, fill down. Oh, the second differences have changed. So look at the first and second differences. So the question is, how can you recognize that number, or the coefficient, when you're looking at the numerical model? And how can you figure out the coefficient when you're looking at the graphical model, when you're looking at that parabola as a graph? And so when you're done that, just add your conclusions to your spreadsheet and your Sketchpad file.